Hi everybody, I'm Miss Jackie with Botetourt County Libraries. I'm in the genealogy room at the Fincastle Library. I thought this would be a good place to launch our new series of videos called BoCo History Detectives, Botetourt County History Detectives. In these videos, we're going to investigate the history of our county and the people who lived here. Some of those people might be your ancestors, your great-great-great-grandparents. Those people walked where we walk. They went to school here. They played here. They went to church here. You may pass by the places they lived while you're on your way to school every day. We're going to get to know their stories. And we're going to learn how to record our own stories so that the people who come after us will know who we were. Our first video is going to feature a house in Daleville. It was built a long time ago. Botetourt was a much different place then. We'll have to use our imaginations. We're going to look for clues, check our facts, ask questions, and be persistent. We are going to solve our family history mysteries and become history detectives. Let's get started. When you look at this old map, you can see that some of the communities on here don't exist anymore. Some do. Daleville is on this map, and that's where this story begins. The old house that we're investigating is located in Daleville, on the hill across the road from Bryant Orchard's Farm Market on Route 220, just south of Lord Botetourt High School. When I see an old building like this, it sparks my imagination and my curiosity. Who built this house? When was it built? What did that house look like when a family lived there? What were those people like? Do they still have family here in Botetourt? Being a detective is really quite fun. Finding one clue leads to another. One question answered brings up more and more questions. In beginning my detective work, my first questions were, who built this house and when? I decided to begin with what we know today and work backwards in time. First, I did a Google search for Old House on the Hill in Daleville. I found the street address and pictures of the house. Then, using a real estate information site, I learned that the home was built about 1850. Detective work means checking information and then double-checking. So I went to Botetourt County Government's website and clicked on Living in Botetourt, the tab at the top of your screen. I then clicked on Geographic Information System, or GIS. You can research property there by entering a street address. I looked at the current land card and read that the main part of the house was built in 1850. The garage and other additions came many years later. It has to look for clues and ask questions. I decided to talk to the folks at the Botetourt County Historical Society and Museum to see if they knew more about this old home. They were very helpful. They reminded me of a great resource for local history we have right here in the library, a book called Places Near the Mountains, written by Helen R. Perliman. You can request this book and others using the library's website, pick it up curbside, and begin your own investigations. The first thing I learned was that the land that this house sits on was once owned by Robert Breckinridge. In 1770, the first court in Botetourt County was held at the home of Robert Breckinridge. The Breckinridge house was located just behind the house that we're learning about today. You can see his property on the map at the beginning of this video. I looked through Places Near the Mountains, hoping to find a picture and a story about this house. Sure enough, on page 36, I found a picture of the house taken in 1984. Mrs. Perliman wrote that the house is called the Denton Boaz House, named for two of the families who've lived there. The story that goes with the picture of the house is about Theodorus C. Denton. Did he build the house? I immediately found a problem. T.C. Denton was born in 1848. If the house was built just 2 years later, in 1850, then this Mr. Denton couldn't have built it. Now I had more questions. Could Theodorus Denton's father have built the house? Who was his father and mother? I decided to use the library's online genealogy resource, Ancestry.com, to find out. You can always use Ancestry for free when you're in the libraries, but because the libraries are closed right now, you can use Ancestry from home at no cost until the end of December 2020. You'll need a library card and the internet to access it. Go to the Botetourt County Library website and follow the links you'll find under Online Library. Then, Local History. You'll find instructions for how to log on to Ancestry, and from there, you'll find all kinds of useful information. From Ancestry.com, Google searches, and the book Places Near the Mountains, I found that Theodorus' father, Robert, was a master carpenter. So, did he build this house? Robert Denton built the Old Valley Church, somewhere near where Daleville Church of the Brethren is today. But I read that he lived across the road from the church. That's about a 1/4 mile from the Denton Boaz home. I knew I had to search for more information. Detective work is fun. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it takes a long time to find the answers to our questions. After all my searching, I still don't know for certain who built this house, or if it was actually built in 1850. But what I do know is the story of the people associated with the house. As I said, T.C. Denton's father built the Valley Church. Later, the Daleville Church of the Brethren was built in its place. This is what the church looks like today. When T.C. grew up, he became a minister and an elder there. He was also a farmer. He grew fruit and operated a large cannery. He was a banker. In 1870, he married Lula Nininger. T.C. and Lula had no children, but they were very generous and gave money to support a school that was near their home. Botetourt Normal School later became Daleville College. Daleville College later became part of Bridgewater College. Some of Daleville College's buildings are now apartments. T.C. Denton, his wife, his father, Robert, and his mother, Anne, all lived, worked, worshipped, and died in Daleville. They're all buried in the Daleville Cemetery, just a short distance south of their homes. Learning the history of where we live is very interesting, but learning about the people who lived here before us has been the most interesting part of my detective work. Houses and other old buildings don't always last, but something that does last are acts of kindness. The Dentons were apparently kind, generous people who helped their neighbors and the children that attended Daleville Normal School and Daleville College. Those children grew up to have families of their own. Some of them are living here in Botetourt today. Botetourt County Library's collection includes a lot of resources for investigating history, books, maps, family histories, cemetery records, and much more. For our detective work, we're using resources you can use to become a history detective too. Click on the Show More tab or the caret under this video to find links to great resources that we have here in the library or that you can use online. We've had help in our investigation. Lots of help from folks right here in our county. The folks at the Botetourt County Historical Society and Museum, our own librarians, along with the library's genealogist, Miss Renee, have all worked on this project. If you'd like to learn about the history of our county or your own family's history and become a history detective too, we're here to help. We have a history detective packet for kids that will help you get started. Just call any Botetourt County Library branch, ask for a packet, and we'll bring it to you curbside. Or you can download it from the link below. Then you'll be on your way to solving Botetourt County's history mysteries. Future videos are going to be about genealogy for families, gravestone art, and family history crafts. We'd love to hear your ideas for future videos. Let us know what you're curious about. Be sure to subscribe to Botetourt County Library's YouTube channel so you'll know when it's time for our next episode of Botetourt County History Detectives. Thank you for watching.